In our last video, we talked about identifying what your customers want to know about your product, or which product attributes to include. Today, we are going to go over some best practices for getting this information in front of your buyers and making your products stand out. I'm Manuela with Plytix, the central source of truth for all your product information. In today's world, consumers have access to anything they want at their fingertips. This, however, poses a problem for sellers. With so much competition out there, how can you catch the eye of your buyers and maintain it? Let's look at some ways that you can stand out. Number one, optimize your listing for multi-channel. Multi-channel refers to being present on different channels. Shopify defines it as giving consumers the choice to engage on the channel that they prefer. In other words, if your buyers prefer to buy through your web store, you're there. If they prefer to buy through Amazon, you're there too. If they're on Facebook Shops, surprise, surprise, you are there. Now, not only are there countless e-commerce platforms and marketplaces out there, but shoppers are constantly moving between mobile devices, laptops, tablets, and in-store experiences. In order to really stand out and build trust with your customers, you need to provide consistent information across all of these platforms. When a shopper can't find the information they're looking for, where they're looking for it, they'll simply move on to the next option. So it's important to make sure that all your information is consistent and transfers well to each channel. If the FAQ content or product images didn't transfer over to the mobile website properly, next. If your product attributes don't match your retailer's taxonomy, your product might not even show up correctly in the first place. This is why it's extremely important to understand how your product attributes will be displayed and optimize them for each channel. Whether it's making sure your variations are displayed the right way on Shopify, or making sure that you've included the required attributes that Amazon asks for. That being said, as the number of SKUs and retail platforms you sell on increase, so does the time it takes to effectively optimize that. Luckily, there are tools out there like product information management systems that help you store, edit, and distribute all of your product content in no time. Number two, speak their language. Now, I don't just mean speak their literal language, although you should definitely be doing that too. I mean, be aware of how buyers are searching for an item. Make note of the regional differences in how they search. Take this fizzy drink, for example. Depending on where you are in the US, some might say soda, some might say pop, and for some, it's just good old Coke. Now, you need to connect shoppers with your products and brands by using the same language that they use in their search terms in your product attributes. For example, say a popular search term in your category is glass casserole dish with lid. Maybe you wouldn't have used the word casserole, or you didn't think that the material or the lid were all that important. However, now that you know the language that a shopper would use, you can mirror it to improve your search engine ranking and to establish rapport. You can check out the suggestions that are given on Google search, or you can use a keyword tool like the ones on the screen. Number three, go beyond the written word. Almost 50% of all online shoppers say that not being able to touch or try a product is one of their least favorite parts of making purchases online. Some retailers of high-end products can get away with offering free or affordable samples, but there's an even simpler way of providing this brick and mortar experience that digital consumers still crave. Providing detailed product photography or videos of people interacting with your product. A great example of this is done by Plytix. In addition to their standard product images, they also give customers the option to see the items on models of different shapes and sizes. They also include a section for photos that users have uploaded on social media, making potential buyers feel more comfortable about their purchases. IKEA is another great example of this. They have tons of videos and images that show their products in different settings. So buyers not only get to see an image of the item, but they can also imagine all the possibilities that become available once they purchase that item. The truth is, these are all great ways of making your customer feel a deeper connection and trust during the online shopping experience. Number four, give shoppers the right amount of choices. In a recent study, researchers conducted a series of experiments where they asked participants to consider product choices when shopping for pleasure versus when shopping for practical reasons. For example, imagine having two cars. one to drive on weekends, your pleasure car, and one to commute to work, your practical car. Now, the research found that consumers who are motivated by pleasure want more options to choose from, while those with a practical need are satisfied with a smaller number of options. So for example, colors. If you're motivated by pleasure, you want a lot of colors to choose from, while if you're motivated by practical reasons, then you're okay with choosing from a few colors. Use this to your advantage. Figure out whether the product you're selling is meant for a practical need, say a swimsuit for swimming laps, or for pleasure, a swimsuit for beachwear. Then optimize your product listing from there to best meet a shopper's desire. Making sure you follow these practices will make it easier for buyers to find your products and trust your business. In turn, it'll make it more likely that they complete a purchase. Are you doing something I didn't mention here? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.